Marketplace is supported by Putnam Investments, celebrating over 70 years of service to financial advisors, their clients, and institutions worldwide. Putnam Investments, a world of investing. Produced in association with the University of Southern California.
What the Fed really thinks about the economy, metals that are more valuable than gold, scandal in the tea and crumpet world of international cricket. Yes, we've got it all today. Also, your letters from American Public Media. This is Marketplace.
Marketplace is supported by Deluxe Corp., a partner to more than 4 million small businesses with logo design, websites, email marketing, and online networking. Deluxe.com. And by Ally Bank, committed to customer service. At allybank.com, visitors can chat online with a customer care associate 24/7.
From the Frank Stanton Studios in Los Angeles, I'm Kai Ryssdal. It is Tuesday, the last day of August 2010. Good, as always, to have you here. We will start today with a very brief peek inside the mind of Ben Bernanke. The Federal Reserve released the minutes of its most recent interest rate meeting today. Lots of macroeconomic blather that is, frankly, too painful to go into. But there is one thing that's worth noting. You know how the Fed chairman has been saying in speeches and whatnot around the country that the Fed is ready to do whatever it takes to keep the economy from sliding backwards? Well, what the Fed says inside its conference room is a little more nuanced. The minutes say the economy would have to worsen, and here's the key word, appreciably, before the Fed really pulls out the big guns. Would be interesting to hear what they're thinking Friday morning when the August unemployment report comes out, don't you think? If you happen to be in the market for a new car, you know how the variables can be endless. Electric increasingly, hybrids, gas only, what's greenest versus what's cheapest versus what can fit all the kids and the groceries. The Environmental Protection Agency has a new system that ranks cars by emissions and the cost of gas to run them. It says assigning an A, a B, or a C to your car's MPG would just make things easier. From the Marketplace Sustainability Desk, Eve Troe reports.
The EPA hasn't changed the way it rates fuel economy in more than 20 years. The proposed new stickers would show energy use and emissions. Kenny Burns is sales manager at Hollywood Toyota. He says gas mileage is already prominent on each car's sticker.
I'm looking at a Corolla, which is 26 in the city, 34 in the highway, and between those two numbers is a shaded fuel pump like at a gas station.
The EPA says that's not enough information. It wants to tell consumers how much and what kind of energy a car uses. One idea is to give grades for overall fuel economy. That Corolla would get a big letter B on its tag. Its cousin, the Prius Hybrid, an A-. And Beefcake Brother, the Tundra truck, a D. There are no Fs. Kenny Burns says grades could affect how cars get sold.
If it's an A or a B, sales will use it as a selling point. If it's less than that, I don't think that's going to be something that they would be pointing out.
He says people who buy trucks or SUVs know they're not fuel efficient, so a C or a D won't change their minds. John Linkove is managing editor at Consumer Reports. He says the grades could influence people.
There are people who may shun a vehicle simply because it gets a C, such as a minivan, and then go for a vehicle that's an A or a B, and end up not being happy at the end of the day because it doesn't fit their needs.
Linkove also says the main reason people buy more efficient cars is to save money on fuel. While zero-emissions electric cars get an A+ for emissions and cost from the EPA, that grade doesn't include the price of a charging station, which could run a few $1,000s. In Los Angeles, I'm Eve Troe for Marketplace.
Some healthcare news of a Tuesday afternoon. Retirement is a huge factor in healthcare costs. Medicare doesn't kick in until 65 for most people. Healthcare reform should make insurance more affordable for early retirees, but not until 2014. So the government has set up a fund to reimburse employers for some of their retiree health expenses. Today, the Health and Human Services Department announced the first round of companies that are eligible for that money. Marketplace's John Dimsdale reports.
Nearly 2,000 employers, from businesses to unions to governments, will be reimbursed by the Early Retiree Reinsurance Program. The federal government will pay 80% of retiree medical claims above a $5,000 deductible. HHS Secretary Kathleen Sebelius says the goal is to encourage employers to maintain health insurance for former workers.
The percentage of large firms providing workers with retiree health coverage is dropping. It was 66% of employers in 1988, and it's now down